Alrighty, everyone, welcome back. So, we are in the middle of the third round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I think it's time to start taking a look at the NHL draft and previewing the prospects that are in this upcoming draft. And we're starting off here with Macklin Celebrini today. Is a player who, you compare him to Connor Bedard, he's no Bedard. But it doesn't mean that he's not going to be an impact player at the NHL either. He's going to be one of the next best generational talents that we have seen in previous years, being honest. So, he's nicknamed the Cheetah. He's nicknamed the Cheetah because of his speed. He's very fast. It's one thing that you see a lot with his game. He's a very fast player. He has remarks to Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Toews, and Braden Point. So, all very fast, playmaking players, can score, pass the puck well, and that's what a lot of Celebrini's game is. So, he was born June 13th in 2006 in Vancouver, British Columbia. So, Connor Bedard was born in Vancouver, British Columbia. So, Vancouver looking to hold the second straight year of the first overall pick. And Celebrini's looking like he will be that guy. He is a center. He is 6 foot, 190 pounds. And for my Canadian friends here, he's 183 centimeters and 86 kilograms. So, one thing I thought I'd include here in the new prospect previews, because this is I think my fourth year I'm doing this. I've previewed a lot of prospects over the years, but definitely Celebrini's up there with the guys that I've previewed. I previewed Lafreniere, I previewed Owen Power, Shane Wright, Slavkovsky, Cooley. You got last year Bedard, Mitchkov. There's plenty of names here of guys that I've previewed in previous seasons, and Celebrini's definitely up there on that list. So in terms of draft rankings, he's ranked number 1 by virtually every single network. Him and Bedard are the two guys that I can remember that are just consensus number 1. Like, there's nobody that's going to come up and pass them. It's not going to be like a Slavkovsky-Wright situation, which is what we saw last year or 2 years ago. That's not happening this year. He's ranked number 1 by every single network. But including that is Smat Scouting, Bob McKenzie, Elite Prospects, The Hockey News, and Daily Faceoff, including yours truly too. So those are just the ones that I picked. They aren't specific ones that are like specific to are important, but those are just ones that I picked out that I thought were of importance. McKenzie is like the draft guru. Elite Prospects is where you get a lot of your stats from, so it makes a lot of sense there. And he's ranked number 1 by all of them, every single one, including, I think, 15 other big scouting networks. So it shows you that he is the consensus first overall pick, and there's no one else that's passing him, unless maybe something big happens, but I doubt it. So, moving into his stats here, you move into 2022-2023, where he played with the Chicago Steel of the United States Hockey League. He had 50 games played, 46 goals, 40 assists for 86 points. So, notice how he had essentially a goal per game season. Not just a point per game season, a goal per game season in the United States Hockey League. You see a lot of players of recent date coming out of the USHL and committing to college and becoming very solid, notable players. And Celebrini is no different. And with Canada in the U18, he had 7 games played, 6 goals, 9 assists for 15 points. So not only did he go almost goal per game in the United States Hockey League, he went goal per game in Canada in the international field too. So obviously U18 is not the World Juniors. The next year is going to be the World Juniors though. So as a result, he won the USHL Rookie and Player of the Year. That's impressive. You win both of those. That's very impressive when you're looking in terms of just overall talent in that league. There's a lot of good young players there. There's a lot of guys who, they may not make it to the pros, but there's some pretty good players in that league. Like Artem Levshinov went through there. I'm trying to think back to other leagues too, like Trevor Connolly's in there as well, another prospect in this year's draft. I can't think back to any other guys that have been in there from the previous draft classes. But Celebrini, one of the best I've seen in a long time to come out of the United States Hockey League. In 23-24 with the Boston University. So he committed to Boston University. I believe he's going to be there for only 1 season. He's going to go to the NHL team that he is assigned to, unless if he goes back to college. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not entirely too sure. With Boston University, played 38 games, had 32 goals, 32 assists for 64 points. had a great season. I think he came up short in the playoffs, unfortunately. Lost in the Frozen Four, I believe. So it sucks, but a lot of the time that does happen. And then in Canada U20, which is the World Juniors, he had 5 games played, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. Obviously, that was the year where Canada got knocked out relatively early. They didn't go out and win a gold medal. They got knocked out relatively early. So unfortunate there, but it is what it is. And he did win the Hobey Baker as a result, the college award that goes to the best college player. The first All-Star team for the NCAA and the All-Rookie team for the NCAA as well. So an impressive player here. He's a guy that has hardware, not anything that's team-related hardware, but is a guy that is a force to be reckoned with in this year's draft. So some notes before we get into some video study here. He's a complete package. Elite hockey sense, elite skill, elite shot, elite speed. So there's not a whole lot of negative to his game. There is a few tidbits, though, that I do want to go over here in a second. As I said, he idolizes Sidney Crosby, models Taze and Braden Point. So he's a guy who, you see guys come up, it's pretty average. You idolize Crosby. But modeling your game off of Captain Sirius and a clutch player like Braden Point is impressive. He's got very creative movement, great edge work. He moves the puck incredible. You're going to see that in a few minutes here. He has incredible puck movement. Ironically, the first overall pick this year is going to the San Jose Sharks. He played for the Junior Sharks. So that's a fun little fact there. He played for the Junior San Jose Sharks. I think is what Devin Cooley played for too. And now he's going to have the chance to maybe go over to the Sharks. He probably is going to the first overall pick. His biggest weapons listed as his shot, he has a wicked slap shot, wicked wrist shot. It's unreal. It's unmatched compared to some of the other players in this draft class. And overall, too, I think Bedard and him have some of the best shots I've seen in recent years. So, yeah, I would say that Celebrini's up there when it comes to, in terms of notes and play for sure. He is just awesome in almost every single remark. Moving into something new that we're doing this year is video study. I'm going to pull up some highlights of this player and describe him and what my reactions are to him as, we react to Celebrini's highlights. Credit to NSM Productions for this video's highlights. He is a creator with 1.5K, so a little bit smaller than me. He's made highlights for notable NHLers, also made highlights for prospects too. So he's a pretty solid editor, and I give credit to him for, these highlights. So let's get into the first play here. You see him in Boston College making a great pass over, at least I believe he was making the pass, and over to the goal for Celebrini there. Impressive. Now you see his Canada highlights here. So you can tell, great slap shot, great efficiency with the puck. As I said, is a guy has an incredible shot overall. You see height. I have no idea who that is, but impressive one-timer goal there. Something that you got to keep in mind. He has a great one-timer too. Bar down as well, I think. Some more Boston University highlights. A great mover of the puck. Puts it through his legs. Backhands it in on that. It's not a goal, but still, it shows the creative puck work that he has as a player. Moving to the next highlight here. Wicked shot. Great save there. It's just an amazing player. Next highlight. You see him, he moves the puck very well. Great slap shot, just wicked. Every time you see him, it goes bar down. Ooh. That's some reminiscence of Cale Makar. That reminds me a lot of the one Cale Makar play he made against the Minnesota Wild the one time. Again, great movement with the puck. Can just create his own plays, essentially. That's what I've seen from a guy like Macklin Celebrini. That's all the clips we're going to look at. So, again, a very impressive player. Moves the puck very well. And is a guy that I think you get him on San Jose, the future is already bright with him. So definitely something you want to keep in mind there. So strength, he's got great shooting, great accuracy, a good 200-foot game, and has good offensive IQ. Some things he can work on, though, is his physical strength because he's not great at hitting. And that's what we see a lot with these first overall big-name players. And then, too, the defensive game needs to be worked on. And that's something we see a lot. I think he is still a good two-way center. But the defensive game is going to need something to be desired there if he wants to reach that next level with his new NHL team. And again, as I said, the San Jose Sharks have the first overall pick, so it makes a lot of sense for him to probably go over to the Sharks, but obviously we shall see. But regardless, I want to know your guys' thoughts on Celebrini in the comment section down below. If there's anything I missed in regards to Celebrini, Let me know down below. Be sure to follow NSM Productions. It's in the link in the description of this video. But regardless, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed me, like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. We'll be doing more of these very, very soon. To meet off up next, Lev Shinoff 2, and we'll get into all the prospects we can do before the draft comes up. But regardless, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.